andantes, dicen malepres.
Now, what if we monitor the development of a dead dude, and the line goes like this? It's neither positive or negative. What do we say then? There we go. We cut out positive or negative, unless we're happy the guy's dead, in which case we would say a steady positive death. But no, we would say, in conclusion, therefore, the graph shows a steady and no positive negative anymore. And the next word is development. Now, of course, if you're giving a business presentation, you might want to add a little bit of extra meat here. You might want to tell your bosses from Toronto what they should do, or you might want to tell your audience why something is the way that it is. You can obviously expound on this. And if you want to do that, a nice sentence to follow up this in the conclusion is, for the reasons cited earlier, or for the reasons cited above, this development suggests or implies that. Now, you've got to consider who your audience is. If I were addressing you, if you were my audience, well then my answer, or my next word would be students. If you're speaking before a group of investment fund managers, your word will be investors. But here, your next word, whatever it is the category that most of the group falls into. And now, you give the bland, all-encompassing recommendation at the end. For example, if you look at this, and this is my bank account, I would say, in conclusion, the graph shows a steady negative development of Gerhard's bank account. For the reasons cited earlier, this development implies that banks should not lend Gerhard money. You know, whatever your main message is, bring it in there. It's never a bad thing to end with a recommendation. Do you have any questions on those before we start looking at the various phrases we can use instead of up, down, and straight? No? Okay, then. Now, going up. There's two ways that a graph could go up, if you will. A development on a graph can be, let's say, a steady rise, or it can be a very extreme jump upwards. And depending on which of the two it is, we have different terminology. If something goes up strongly, then we're going to use different verbs than if something increases, let's say, more or less steadily. Let's talk about the extremes first. A graph shows the development of a share price that goes very, very strongly upwards. What are verbs that we can use to say go up lots? Boost? No, don't use boost. I mean, I'm glad you know the word. It's a very nice word. But don't use boost because boost is not safe with graphs. To boost something always implies that there's an active party. Somebody has to boost something. And if you're just looking at the way a line has developed, you don't really want to put yourself in that position because you might not always have somebody that is responsible for a development. So I would really not use boost in regards to graph development. Other thoughts? Yes?
Incredible.
Pardon?
Incredible.
Well, incredible what? How about, well, yeah, now we're talking. To shoot, other ones are to soar. Sales volume soared during the holiday season. Or to skyrocket. Okay, to surge is another possibility. These are 4 nice ones, and of course there's dozens more. Now, if you've noticed, if I'm discussing a development, a graph development, then each time I use these verbs, what tense did I use it in? Present tense, did I? No. Past and past simple. So, shot up, soared, skyrocketed, surged. Your safest bet is to use the past simple tense when you're discussing a graph development. This is because most graphs illustrate a development that lies in the past. Now, there's an exception to this. If, for example, you are predicting what the future development of the euro will be, the value of the currency euro for 2010, 2015, would you use past simple there? No. What tense would you use? Future simple, exactly. If William Shakespeare were alive and he were a businessman, or businesswoman, or no, probably businessman, he would probably not use the past simple, and he would probably write circles around me, or speak circles around me here, but that's not necessarily our goal. If you are an ace in the area of English, you might want to consider ignoring everything that I'm saying right now and use your own modus. It might be better. But for the vast majority, this is just a safe way of speaking elegantly. You're not going to make mistakes if you do it that way. And if we want to say something goes up steadily rather than strongly, what are our nicest options here? That's a very good one. If you use the sales volume increased in spring, then that indicates that it didn't rise by 500%, it rose by 2%, 5%, maybe 10%, but there was a steady positive development. Now, I already used the next verb that I like here. What was that? Exactly, to rise. The oil price rose continuously over a 12-month period of time. You could say the share price rose firmly to $50. Here's another one. We tend not to use this, but it's very British. The oil price developed to an all-time high